When a man feels that you put him ahead of yourself, it signals to him that you don't value yourself. That's when he doesn't feel safe to fall in love with you completely, although he may like you a lot. I see a lot of men really interested in someone at the beginning just to start pulling back when things get a bit serious. Why is this happening? Let's unpack this, shall we? In the next few minutes, I'm revealing the game changing strategies my clients use to effortlessly create deep, lasting connections. You'll discover how small shifts in your approach can transform your dating life, leading to the devoted partnership you've always wanted. If you're ready to become a magnet for committed love, stay tuned. This video could be the turning point in your romantic journey. What do most women I work with want? You know, meeting someone who isn't mixed but knows that he wants only you, a man who pursues you the proper way, for God's sakes, not someone who doesn't know what he wants, someone who sees your value and would be stoked to hear you say yes to life with him. There are specific dating strategies my clients use. I teach them how to date for commitment because that's their goal. This isn't about playing games, it's about unlocking your true worth. If you're ready to stop wasting time with people who are not relationship ready and finally attract the devoted love you deserve, you can't afford to miss this video. Get ready to transform your love life forever. We've all been there when we start falling in love with someone when we want to know what they are thinking. There was a great connection at the beginning, and he said some pretty significant things to you. Perhaps he daydreamed loudly about your life together, raising children, going on vacation, telling you how he can't wait to introduce you to his folks. All this seems pretty significant to me too. So, no, you are not crazy for taking it seriously. But then, just when you start taking it seriously and want to know where you stand, he blows cold air straight into your heart by saying something like, let's see where it takes us, or let's take it slowly. You didn't sign up for this when you started seeing him, right? I will tell you exactly what to do in this situation, but before that, like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want tips on creating secure, soulful love. Before I tell you how you can shift this, it's important to understand why this happens for so many women. Why do men seem to lose interest after they pursued you so hard at the beginning? And there could be many reasons for that. For instance, many may not be ready for a relationship, but I will focus on something related to you only. I want to empower you to be able to recognize and manage this situation. In other words, I'm going to talk about your potential mistakes or anything that you do that may prevent you from being in a relationship that makes you happy, that you deserve, in a kind of relationship in which he would actually show you how important you are, instead of making you feel like you have to wonder where you stand and feel uncertain and insecure. Ready? Here we go. The first mistake I see is that many women attach too quickly. Instead of taking your time and figuring out who's right for you, who can make you happy for a long term relationship, you fall in love with the first person that fits some of your criteria. So instead of keeping your brain in that discerning mode, very early on you start over functioning and trying to make this relationship work. This may cause you to lose your standards and become blinded and not see this person for who he is. You may fail to see that he's not relationship ready in the ways you are. Perhaps he wants a long term girlfriend and not a wife to build a family together. You need to know what you're looking for and how to recognize that, but falling in love too quickly won't help you figure it out. I'll give you the tips on how you can stop attaching too quickly by the end of this video, but for now, let's see what other mistakes I observe women make. The second mistake is that you don't express your needs, desires, and boundaries early on. I see a lot of women who feel ashamed to express exactly what they want. A lot of them think that saying what your goals of dating are openly early on means that you are showing desperation. Are you kidding me? It would be the same as if I went to a furniture shop and said, I'm looking around and maybe I want to buy some chairs, when in fact I want a nice big sectional. That would be the strangest thing, wouldn't it? Saying that you want love, commitment, or marriage isn't desperation. It actually shows that you have high value desires. You want the best for yourself, and you are offering the same to a qualified man. You want what you want. Why is it shameful to want love, connection, commitment, healthy relationships? When my clients implement this strategy, they are surprised to find out that quality men love that confidence. Men feel much safer to drop their guard and pursue you for the real thing, not playing some games. And yes, you will repel some people, those who don't want commitment. Why would you waste your time with them anyhow? One more mistake that many women make is that they don't listen when a man tells them what they are about when it comes to dating. They just brush it under the rug when somebody tells them that they are not interested in anything serious. A lot of women simply hope that somehow the great connection they had when they just met the guy would turn into something more permanent. It would be a confirmation to you as a woman that you are valuable, attractive, worthy of someone giving up their single life to commit to you. After all, you had such great connection, and perhaps he said something like, I could see myself with you. Well, let me tell you, he was saying this just like a little boy was saying, I want to be an astronaut. Men do dream and say things out loud. But why wouldn't he commit to you? You're attractive, loving, and have a lot to offer as a life partner. Well, because he's not relationship ready, he's in a different place in life. Imagine yourself wanting to win a horse race, and you hope that a donkey would become a trained race horse. And when that doesn't happen, you feel bad about yourself. You get the picture? I don't want to compare men with horses and donkeys, but the point is that you need to know who you are dealing with when you have a specific goal, in this case, a committed relationship. You have to realize that some of these people who love bomb you at the beginning of courting often feel very good in the moment exactly because they don't have any intent for a real commitment. They're in control. As soon as they feel that they're attaching or that you are attaching, they freak out. For many women, this time frame is around 2 months, depending on the intensity of dating. It's usually when the reality hits and we are faced with a choice of either going to deeper commitment or parting our ways. This causes so much struggle for so many women, but you don't have to struggle. You just need to listen carefully and not fall for him just because he used some sweet words, okay? Promise? The next mistake I see women make is abandoning their standards of what they want for themselves. Instead of focusing on their own goals of dating, a lot of women try to make it work when the situation is not promising for them. You often find yourself in situationships just hanging in there with someone that doesn't want the same as you do. You're yearning for more and you're constantly chasing something elusive in hope that he will come around, but he never really comes around. He may come around when he's like 70 or something like that. You know those couples that are always struggling but somehow know they will end up together. Not the kind of togetherness you want. Full of resentment, yearning, hope against hope. Do you want to spend 20, 30, 40 years of your life hoping that somebody will love you the way you need to be loved? No, you deserve full commitment and dedication. What happens when you allow yourself to stay in a situation like this? The kind of relationship that was never right for you. This causes you both to be stuck. You both are frozen in time. When you allow this kind of relationship to continue, you don't give him space to grow, to meet you where you need him to be, to provide you with security and steadiness and emotional connection that you crave. A lot of women that I work with wind up giving up these kinds of relationships in a couple of years, hopefully. They realize it's kind of sucking them dry and they're not happy. And unfortunately, when that happens, you feel so depleted. You can't go on a dating scene right away. You wind up in an almost hopeless mindset thinking that men are impossible and happiness in love doesn't really exist. Well, that's not true. There are so many women that change their dating and communication strategies, which gives them amazing results. Things become easy. Men pursue them. What they accomplish is that men feel emotionally safe to fall in love with them. Why is it that some of us make these mistakes and other women just naturally attract and keep great men? Well, some of us develop insecure attachment and things are just harder for us. We develop some beliefs that keep us from thriving in our love life. All these mistakes you make out of scarcity and fear that it will be hard for you to meet someone you will like are keeping you from standing up for yourself and showing you value yourself. I'm not saying you don't value yourself, but it comes across as if you don't value yourself when you stay with somebody in a relationship that doesn't work for you. So, this kind of dynamic affects men too. How does this affect men? When a man feels that you put him ahead of yourself, it signals to him that you don't value yourself. That's when he doesn't feel safe to fall in love with you completely. It's a very important thing to understand here. So, yes, you want me to tell you what to do when this happens, right? I also told you that I will tell you how to avoid that in the first place. So, how to avoid winding up in situationships or dead end relationships. So, here is the deal. If you implement some of good dating and communication strategies in the first place, you would exude confidence and high value and avoid a lot of these problems. Quality, commitment minded men are automatically attracted to women who know what they want, who put themselves ahead of any man they are dating. We teach women dating and courting strategies that are specifically geared to commitment. So you will avoid a lot of problems if you just express what you want at the very beginning. When men or commitment minded men meet women who express themselves, they feel so liberated as they finally can feel relaxed that they don't have to play those infamous mind games. In other words, when you express your needs, your boundaries, and what you're about, you signal to people that you are emotionally secure and you can take care of yourself. And this is when men, especially those with avoidant attachment tendencies, can allow themselves to fall in love with you. Avoidant men are the most afraid of having to take care of you, and when you express yourself in advance, you signal confidence and that you are not going to rely on them to manage your frustration and other things. So expressing what you want from a relationship early on is a powerful way to connect with the right man. You will avoid a lot of problems this way. Here is one thing you can do now that can help you attract quality men. It's all about creating a dating profile in the ways that draws serious candidates. You can make him fall in love with the idea of being with you in advance. This is what we help women do. We help them create a dating profile that speaks for itself and the kind of relationship you want. We paint the picture of their future life together. This is so attractive to quality men. So instead of saying those things that everyone says, you can be more specific. For instance, we all want someone adventurous and who loves life, but when you explain how this looks for you, it stands out to the right man, your man. I suggest describing something from your ordinary weekend as a part of your narrative. For example, we wake up together, walk the dogs, and go for coffee in a small local coffee shop. The key is to paint the picture of happy, ordinary, joyful days together. You could add something like, we drive to a nearby small town and enjoy ethnic food and browse antique shops. This kind of writing allows them to get to know you deeper. You know what happens when they get to know you? You stand out. They daydream about this wonderful life together. Of course, you have to use your own words based on your own preferences. Another important aspect is knowing how to date. One of the important things we help women is to learn how to date without getting attached too soon. Here is a quick tip for you. Instead of attaching yourself and overfunctioning, trying to make the relationship work, I recommend going in the mode of discernment and getting to know the people. So, when you go into that mode, you can actually enjoy and relax in dating so much more and see how they come across, how they treat you, how you feel in their company. How should you feel in their company when things are going somewhere? The overall feeling that you should experience is that excitement and that steady growth of attachment and liking of the person. This should be paired with a sense of security, emotional security. You're not going to feel frazzled and frustrated. And if you do, you can freely communicate, and this person will help you resolve it. And this is what I help my clients with. So, when you communicate your needs and feelings in the ways that actually inspire men to connect with you, instead of putting them on the defensive, you create magic. You allow him to make a decision to connect with you, to take care of you when you need him. to be there for you instead of withdrawing and running away. And I'll tell you something, there will be trials and tribulations in every relationship. Men do freak out even if they're falling in love with you, especially when they're falling in love with you. So you may get those dreadful words. Let's see where it takes us. And if you encounter this situation, watch this video here where I explain exactly how to handle this situation. I will tell you exactly what worked for me and my clients and what script you can use to communicate your needs. Subscribe to my channel if you want more useful tips on relationships. Ring the bell so you can get all my videos, and let's share this. Let's make this world a secure place for everybody.